Hello, Crime City. I don't know why I call Crime City. You know what? We're doing this. This is the intro. Is there an intro? Does it count as an intro? To be fair, I feel like it's entirely irrelevant on what counts as an intro versus if it's an intro versus anything of that sort. Either way, we're live now. I'm just rambling. Alright, let me try label this up. I did, right? I'm not crazy. I did. Cool. Alright, so I'm gonna give it a minute or three. We have my beautiful Vegapunk apple on my head. I still wish my lab coat would pop on. This'll have to do. This'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Nah. If you want to play Darkest Dungeon, you understand that reference. Anyway, I'm gonna give it about a minute or so more, and then we'll actually get to the meat and potatoes of everything. So, fingers crossed this goes absolutely well and not horrible in 20 different ways. I'm gonna refresh my stream in the meantime just to make sure everything's up there as necessary. Let me go get the link to the game for everyone, so that way anyone who wants to play is able to. That's... Who is playing that? Okay. We're just gonna momentarily turn off the sound. That way I don't have to hear that insane laughter over and over again. Hello. We're turning off the sound momentarily because someone's blasting laughter over and over. Sorry about that. Also, hello, Little Croc. I've pinned the link to the game. It should be manually unpinned. I don't want to unpin it manually. There we go. Yeah, it's going to be manually unpinned. That's understandable, yeah. I appreciate you for popping by at the very minimum. Also, before we do this, I'm putting something on that you will like, personally. I know you'll like it, because it's you.
Memes. The DNA of the soul.
I regret nothing. I regret to inform you that memes, the DNA... Okay, Joker laugh. Let's get in. I will turn the sound back on once the, once we've actually warped, because I'm not having you all listen to insane laughter for however long left. Okay, we got, was that 12 players? We can get a 13th? That's a 13th? I think we got a 13th. Actually, I'll set it to 2 bars. If it gets too loud, we'll set it down to 1 again. Nope, we're definitely setting it down to 1. I'll take Programmer. Programmer's not bad. I can change the method of death. I have the... Oh my god. Not! Bro is gonna get killed so fast. Oh, he is going to get killed so fast. I'm like, I want to... this was the option. We're just gonna put up with it. We're just gonna... He's just going to die so fast. He's gonna die so fast, it's not even gonna be funny. Bomber. Okay, I do actually need to be careful of you, that means. 5x. Like, this man is putting a target on his back for no reason other than to be annoying. Give me 1 second, I'm putting the code. Detail code. Yeah, no, bro is getting absolutely cooked the first moment anyone has an opportunity. Like, I'm pretty sure I know who it is too, so yeah. To be fair, great way to start a stream, am I right? Great way to start a stream. At least he's nowhere near us right now. I'll take it. I know Coffee was initially planning on popping in, but he did have something else going on. So he said, unfortunately, he's gonna have to decline this time. He said he will be here for Saturday if everything goes correctly. So I feel that it is worth noting. I need to find... I need to get a drink is the problem. Like, I just need to hope that... I need to find a good spot to set up at, is the problem. Because if I have an idea of who has a weapon, I can at least play around that. Alright, alter ego's up. I have a door. Got any information? Yep, I don't know if I got that one or not. Nope, nothing inside that, okay. I'm playing Camera Kid for the moment. I'm playing iPad Kid for the moment. Don't want to get spotted yet. So Programmer's a nice defensive role as well, is the nice thing. Because it will tell me who has a weapon and who I need to avoid. The only way it doesn't tell if his weapon is if it gets spawned in via Mastermind. Which can be an issue if someone has that, but to be fair... Can I get some information, please? Because I think we have a kill. I don't think I'm getting information, never mind. Well, body's been discovered. Yep. Well, I'm gonna intentionally take a while to get over here. What do we have for the cause of death? This thing called the case. Neck shows trauma with no external weapon found. That could be gloves. That could be... Could be bomb. This game's fanbase moved from 2020. Yeah, people are figuring out it's gloves. I don't have to go ahead and inform them about it. We've kind of figured that one out. I'm trying to look there right now. Is he a nurse? He might be. I'm not gonna pull up my tablet. I could. The other one. 24. Keith Jacked. What? What indeed? I think the Jacks did see me when I was over in the bar. This one's gonna take a second. This one's gonna take a second. Yeah, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know why that animation is so janky in terms of resource costs. Because it takes me like 10 seconds, like 5-10 seconds. And it's all just lag in the meantime. I need to give the TP. To be fair, if you give us more time, I wouldn't need the TP. Bro, we know who did it. Yeah, the Gwilma turtle did it. I think it was the mention of the turtle. I think it might have been the turtle. I think someone said it was the turtle, but I'm not entirely certain. It doesn't really matter. Oh, they're saying that they know who it is. It doesn't really matter. It's not like I'm Supreme Leader, my vote counts twice. But yeah, no, man was absolutely gonna get killed just for the boombox alone. And to be fair, it was warranted. I'd argue it was heavily warranted. Okay, I did pin it. I don't remember if I did pin it. I thought I did. To be fair, there are a lot of things I think, and then forget. Okay, he's cosplayer. Blonde beard is cosplayer. Let me note that. Oh yeah, copyrighted music time. Copyrighted music, copyrighted music. Alright, what we got? What we got? And the rest, yeah, it's not. There's a toilet joke coming up. Nope, okay, never mind, he didn't. I'm surprised. Alright, so I'm orange. So I know that one's me. I mean, we're kind of just going to be playing the waiting game for everyone to go around. The whole time. It could be the cosplayer. I don't think that's relevant. Yeah, we're just kind of in the... I got my 2 bullets. I'm not going to waste them until I need to. Someone eat this guy's bullets! It's so wild. Oh, it's funny. Well, to be fair, looking at this is the tags. For one trial. Reading tags, yeah. Just love. I'm not even. I agree with this person. Honestly, some of these people do like hear themselves talk. I'm not even afraid to say it. They probably do like hearing themselves talk. I wouldn't be surprised. And like, I know that feels a little mean to say, but at the same time, we're just in one of those... Okay, you know what? Let's just... When can I rebuke this? Okay, it was Jason. Okay. It was a turtle, okay. I mean, I kind of knew that part. We kind of knew the glove, based on description. Did they drown? No, they got strangled. Our guy's neck snapped. You would tap the bullet to switch modes. That should be the same way on mobile, I think. Let's see if we're not gloves. Okay, that would clear someone because the weapon was gloves. They had C4 unless they were like weapon artist. So we know it was a turtle. The question is whether cosplayer did it or whether the actual one did it. I mean, honestly, my best play here probably is just, since I think they're going to vote the turtle man, I vote the cosplayer in the off chance that it was the cosplayer disguised as the turtle and the turtle's innocent. Because if I'm wrong, they still get the correct guy. And I'm fine. If it is the wrong guy that they voted, and I voted for the correct guy, I'm safe. So it is in my best interests to go for both of them at the same time and go, okay, he's going to get voted, so I'm going to vote this guy. Because the problem is cosplayer means that we do have to actively take that into consideration. And that is kind of a pain in the butt to think about. But it is a thing. So right now we're kind of just doing a thing. And that said, whenever this round is over, if anyone does want to pop in, feel free to let me know, and we'll get everything sorted out that way. Because I know we're playing the Roblox in the big 2025, but it is a thing. So to be fair, trials like these where everyone knows what it is, either everyone is going to be skipping, or everyone's going to be like, I'm going to yap for a while. Or you get stuff like the I like trains, which is kind of irrelevant. But I guess to be fair, well, we'll kind of wait. Well, we're kind of waiting. How is everyone right now? How is everyone? Yeah, I was kind of thinking it might have been him because we do know cosplayers around. Could be. And it's very easy. Cosplayer's very killer-sided ability. You just pop the thing. And I do want to say that one bullet for in case I get accused myself, so I can review that and be like, you know, I was seen earlier. That's true. Yeah. This one you gloves too. I could be. You not have a bunch of tags. And to be fair, there is two. I was gonna say gloves can appear twice. It's unlikely, but if someone did confirm that he strip had gloves, it is very likely he did a kill. And yeah, that is, again, that's a good point. That is a very, very valid point. So 5:24 AM, came in the bathroom and saw a bunch of people in a stall, in the wall with the body. I mean, wasn't she confirmed to be cleared by multiple people? Blur, fair. I'm not surprised if he's gonna claim nurse. Unless someone rebutes him. And to be fair, this is also how, I would say, this right here is everyone getting sidetracked. We have supposedly gloves. Unfortunately, that last little bit didn't pop up. Yeah, I was gonna say that's okay. The Jax can confirm that he saw me. So at least I've confirmed myself as not the killer. So at least it does rule off suspicion off of me. Just because the fact of they don't know what I am, it's very possible that I could have still been an accusation if they're like, well, it could be the guy, could have been me, could have been someone else who's unaccounted for. I've at least put myself accounted for. I'm not surprised if it is the cosplayer guy. As I said, cosplayer is very killer-oriented. It is one of the best killer abilities from my experience playing this, between this account and my other account. Just because the fact of you pop into someone, you transform into them. Yeah, as I say, if we just pop into the killer, or into someone else, kill them, then you can leave, and then if you're by yourself, you can transform out, and then walk up. And look completely innocent. Especially because the fact of if you never reveal your cosplayer, and you never use your ability in front of anyone, they'll never know. Especially because you could just be like something like, oh, I was question, or something like that if no one knows. Actually, no, question actually has a speed boost. You wouldn't be able to prove that. But you could do something like, you know, oh, I'm trying to think, what would be a good accusation, what would be a good false one to have? Something very situational. I'm like, to be fair, you could be like, I'm lucky student. You wouldn't say athlete because athlete would be noticeably faster and it'd be very easy to disprove. Nurse is not possible to claim in this scenario because of the fact that we have someone claiming nurse, but nurse would be easy enough to claim. The only person who would know you're lying would be the killer, unless you're the killer. Trying to think what else would be a good claim as well, because again, it's a good one that's there. Programmer would be an easy one, but probably you have to be able to prove yourself, and you couldn't do that then. Trying to think what also has any good. Trying to think what's another good ability that you could turn into. So we're kind of just. I'm kind of just ignoring all their yapping. So like I'm trying to think what other good roles, because there's like 15 of them. I mean, maid is situational. Maid you could claim. Problem is maid is also one that doesn't really have an ability unless you're actively killing, so it gets blood off of you. Only case that might help is if you get shot. That way someone doesn't suspect you of potentially having killed someone because you got shot. Especially if the kill was a bloody kill, like with a knife or something. So that could help in a specific situation like that, but it's unlikely. Where is... That's him right there, yeah. I don't know why I'm looking for him. He's right there. He's making himself apparent with the swirls around him. Yeah, my best play might, as a turtle in this case, might be my best play as the guess, but at the same time, if they're saying they saw someone else there, it's pretty clearly gotta be him. Worst case, I take a thing and die. I just move on. Let me go another round. It's kind of just whatever. Yeah, 6 votes. Wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't. Okay, yeah. I would have guessed the turtle anyway, I still would have been wrong. Because we had people saying, me is there, you had turtle, the turtle meant clearing her, turtle got cleared later on. We had cosplayer doing his thing, and he wasn't really putting up a good defense. To be fair, I would never have, I would have figured it was one of the two of them. I would not have guessed Misa. I was gonna say, if she's smart, she'll go for someone that might have been a threat. I should be safe. Not just because of the amount of players that are left, but also just because of the fact there are plenty of people that... As I said, I just hope that I'm not picked. No, never mind. I jinxed myself on that one. Nope, I'm dying. At least I gotta die to a cool execution kill. But, yeah, no, that was, honestly, that was a pretty bad pick on her end. she could have picked for a lot of other people, and she still went for me. I would not have done that just because the fact of I was probably one of the more passive people there. You didn't know what I was. I was accounted for based on one thing there. You don't want to go for someone that's going to be a benign. That would have been a very bad pick. I'm not going to spend the Robux to respawn. It would be very funny to pop out of spite. It's kind of just whatever. But yeah, no, that was a very poor choice on her end. You pick someone that is going to actively either be a threat to you or is going to, you know, just be some sort of problem in the future. Someone that actually knows what they're doing. There. To be fair, it's possible she could have just random picked. But considering if you just don't pick someone, you die yourself in that scenario, it's very likely that she actively picked me. Especially because there is no random button. Alright, this server's clearly not doing anything. Give me 1 second, we're swapping servers. But you know, I'm genuinely surprised. I mean, I kind of gut feeling as soon as when it didn't gloss over me. But yeah, no, as I said, I think that was not, it was definitely not the right play to pick me in that scenario. And I'm not saying that from like a place of salt, I'm just saying it from a place of strategy. Like, I died, I move on, it's whatever. But, you know, if you're going to be playing to win, you generally don't want to be picking someone that's going to be a non-threat. You go after someone that was like aggressive towards you, someone that might have a vendetta against you. Those are the people that you actively target. I hear music, so I'm going to turn that off briefly. We should have enough to get... I'm not getting everything copyright stricken. VOD gets taken down halfway through the stream because copyright music in there. Yeah, we should be fine. Okay, like what, 13 people, I think, 11, 13, something like that. All right, we can at least put redemption on this one. Okay, cook, not bad. I can at least go ahead and get myself some food. But yeah, no, if I get, as I say, if it's my turn to kill someone and I get to pick someone to die, I'm gonna pick whoever is, I think, the biggest threat to me. Because you're playing to win. You don't want to be picking off people that you do. Okay, well, I know he's pro. Actually, he heard for himself, so it doesn't really matter. If I have a weapon, he's gonna know. He might be someone that might be a high priority pick off because of that. That's also why I don't generally reveal his program. What we got here? Debater. Soul might not be a bad pick. You're gonna be a problem. I don't want to. I'm gonna say someone else needs to kill you because you're a big threat. Because you're athlete. An athlete can take a couple hits. If it's something like C4, I absolutely know for a fact from experience, athlete can survive a hit from that. So you're a top priority to kill. There's also the issue of the debater having 3 bullets. That can be really annoying. Not the highest person to kill. Programmer could find out that I have a weapon. Programmer is high on the kill list for me. I kind of have a neutral ability. All I know is I'm not going to get poisoned. That's kind of what I have, and it does mean I can at least cook for myself and ensure that I have food every now and then. So, I'm okay there, but my ability is nothing special. It's kind of just an everyday ability that works whether survivor or killer. So, nothing too special. And if I'm not going to be revealing, though, I was going to say, if I get spotted, I might as well reveal my ability, because people know that, most likely. 6. 1 second, 6. Pop that back up. Gotta minimize every so often when I get that information, just to write some of these notes down. Admittedly, I'd probably be better off taking a notepad with me or something like that. Okay, someone most likely... I'm gonna shut this door in the off chance. Because if that door opens, we have something to worry about. Because it is 30 seconds. I know this room is all the way on the opposite side. But someone either got a 10% chance and got lucky, or they got a weapon, which would guarantee that power goes out. So we should treat this as basically we gotta be on guard for everything, especially because it's dark as pitch. As I said, I apologize for it being, you know, a little bit, you know, not the greatest. lighting, you can kind of get a faint idea of what's going on. As I said, I wish they would make it a little bit brighter. Just because the fact that it would be great, not just for streams and videos, but also just, you know, sometimes it does get really dark and borderline difficult to traverse around. And I get that's kind of the intent, but... careful Fred, he has an item. Yep, I was gonna say, and he's actively aware. So, if he's gonna be ratting, and that means that if I get a weapon, I need to take him out. This first round, I'm probably not gonna kill. It's too much of a risk. I mean, to be fair, it has the highest chance of me getting away with it, because there are so many more players, but there's also the highest chance of me getting seen as well, by that logic. I'm actually gonna eat that cake to make myself, you know, not look like Cook. If I was Cook, I would not be eating. And also, my best thing right now, since we're streaming, I don't really have a reason to talk in chat, because I'm only interacting with other players. So, we kind of just get into a weird situation. But yeah, if anyone does feel like popping in for a round, let me know. So I'll be more than happy to have someone pop in and play with me. I don't know, maybe we'll come back to it again next week. Maybe not, it really depends. People still want it. I've been finding that the time now works really well. I don't like him getting so close to me, that's uncomfortable. That and just shutting the door is also really sketchy because that makes me think that someone put a bomb there. I know some people just do it anyway, but if you have nothing to hide, there should not be... Alright. I thought I pressed the wrong button for a moment. I'm gonna cook right here. No one's right here. I mean, they physically come into the room and see me doing something. Just get the thing going through. So yeah, I got food on me if I really need it. Given the player count, I believe there's like 5 or 6 weapons. However, we know that one of them has a weapon. We know if 4 are in play. There's most likely 1 or 2 others at the very least. So I can assume probably 3 are in play right now. It doesn't guarantee that all weapons are found, but I can assume at least 3 of them have been. And there's a pretty decent probability that all of them have been at this point, just given the overall time it's taken. That's kind of what has me concerned. Like, yeah, I could. As you can see, I just pulled the 10%. I don't actually have a weapon. I'm fine. Yeah, he's running because he thinks I'm gonna kill him. I just did it for the lulz. I mean, as you can see, I can see perfectly fine because I was the one that triggered it. But all of them are freaking out. Oh yeah, I saw that knife. I saw that knife. Bro was gonna try to stab me for a moment. Oops. I was gonna say, I don't care if I die, he's gonna do it. If he can't, then someone else has already died. Nope. Okay, well, he's probably cleared himself. That's because the body's right behind us. Yeah, I wonder, I wonder where the corpse is. What's the weapon type? Gloves is the kill here. It's very likely gloves. Nurse. Yeah, I was gonna say, I bet you Nurse is gonna confirm what I had suspected, that it's probably gloves. So we know Kappa didn't. We know Kappa's at the very least clear. I mean, to be fair, the poison doesn't always activate instantly. It can activate instantly. It can take a couple seconds to occur. I've seen both cases happen. There. Yep, here comes the lag for a moment because the animation's playing. It's always this specific animation. Yep, everyone's going a lag spike, yup. If you mock me about... Okay, I was gonna say, if you mocked me... So we know Kappa is safe. I'm trying to think. Yeah, Kappa, yeah. Exactly right there. I'm also talking with someone else. That's an A right there. I still can't believe that 10% popped off, though. That was crazy. Because I'll be like, oh yeah, you should see I don't have a weapon, though. It's probably not going to go up. And then it happened. To be fair, luck is whatever's funniest would happen. Whether that be something really, really dumb, or something really funny. Bro, just take the seat. There we go. No, we all know how this works. Okay. All right. So... Copyrighted music again, yeah. To be fair, it's not the biggest deal. Yeah. That was the athlete, actually, I think. I'm gonna write that down. Just because the fact if it comes out to later. Cafe during the second top. I was going to top of the pillar. Okay, so it did happen when I pulled the blackout as a joke. So we're saying it got dragged? That is possible. I mean, to be fair, it could have been dragged during blackout. It really doesn't tell us anything for certain. Apparitio, he was accusing me of having cola. Anyway, it's not him. Alright, so we know it's not you, we know it's not you. Because you two are not going to, I mean, unless you're like teaming, you're not going to be backing each other up. And at that point, you're not going to be saying it's gloves, you would have said something else, like you said the message was modified. Yeah, he did say someone had an item. He doesn't know what weapon it is though, so it could be Nurse, honestly. It unironically could be. So he did say that. So we know these two. Oh, I was gonna say if you had a moment where I would have consented to that and been like, yeah, we know. So we know Kappa had a knife because he tried to shank me, which would have been very dumb because he would have just been caught. I know he said someone had one earlier. I wasn't paying attention to who it was. It's like I can easily just check the recording. Okay, you did say it was red. Okay, so we could... Nurse is a big suspect. Nurse is the big suspect here. I mean, I even said before, but I got 10%. I didn't have a weapon. Oh, that's a great time for it to be. Okay, I think they saw it at least. Bro, no one's accusing you. I'm just saying you tried to shank me, so therefore... We know that the gloves... I mean, we know for a fact you're innocent. You couldn't have done it because it was gloves and you had a knife. Why are you freaking out? Oh, what? That didn't end by accident. I might have did when I was tapping the comma. Longer can... I mean, to be fair, Cook isn't the biggest one. People will probably find that out one eventually, but at the very minimum, I look like I have something that could give me, like, Lucky Student. I might... I'm not Lucky... I think... Did someone reveal Lucky Student already? Where's the last round? Ah, it's a mushing. If there's any potential I could have something there... A weapon artist, okay. So he could have had two. Did we ever confirm that he had a weapon? Because it... I was gonna say, that's a good one to get, because if you have two weapons, you can kill with one and then say you had the other. Do you have the gun? Yeah, Julian saw me. Or... We're definitely gonna have a gun. Or... See the gun. He did. I feel like this is an important question. Did anyone actually see the gun? Okay, someone did. Because that is important to note. Because he could have just been using it to bluff and be like, oh yeah, I had a gun. Oh yeah, continues the best place here, or best play here. Because we don't have enough information to work off of to confirm or deny anything. Yeah, our best play is we just need more information. There's not enough going on for us to be able to piece together the kill right now. As I said, Nurse comes off as the biggest sus to me because she never said what weapon she had. We know she had one. And the only two people we can rule out are Kappa, and we might be able to rule out Onyx. Onyx is really hard to prove though because he's weapon artist. Because he could just be lying. He could just intentionally neglect to mention the other gun, the other weapon that he had. I hate this cat. Seconding that. Yeah, great consent. Great consent on that one. That's funny. I'm sorry. It's too funny. Yeah, we know that for a fact. Because I mentioned it. Multiple people mentioned it. Is he still here? I can try to figure out if he's still here. Yeah, Dimmy is here. Dimmy was the other guy. No item. That could be it. Drink can show us an item. I know this comes from experience. Okay, so she could still be lying and saying the thing there. But it's kind of hard to say. Probably something off track. Which, to be fair, is an issue with this sometimes. Great bullet. I don't know sometimes. I was actually gonna go ahead and rebuke that and say that he tried to kill me. Right at the end of Blackout. Okay, is he good to say anything? I mean, that is true. I mean, they're probably gonna vote me and be completely wrong. Part of me is like, I want to say like, oh, I'm streaming. You can go ahead and pop in and like prove it. I'm innocent, but I'm not gonna do that because it technically would be cheating. Would be a really funny way to advertise myself though. Yeah, by the way, I am streaming this. Nah. And if you want to see me stream more... No, we're not doing that. We are not doing that. As goofy as that is. question. Honestly, that is a good question. Do we have any leads? The problem is I don't think we have it. I mean, actually, that's a good point. We do know what happened around second blackout. That's actually what we do know. That is like our one major lead. So we know it couldn't be Kappa. We know it couldn't be Onyx, assuming he didn't pull a second weapon and just didn't tell anyone. Red claims to have had Cola, which would, if she is telling the truth, that would line up with having an item. Could be Cupid. Red is a potential suspect. Red and Cupid, kind of just trying to give off what information we know. I know Dima was there too, because I did check. I know it was Soup Guy. I can't confirm Julian because he did run immediately. I don't remember... Because I don't remember where Julian was specifically, if he just ran straight and stayed in the room, or... I'm trying to remember if he did. Because if he did, that would clear him. So I'm trying to think, if we narrow down who's there, this is Persona music there. This is just Persona 5 music now. Jimmy Neutron style. I don't understand how the Jimmy Neutron style helps us. Killer definitely didn't run to the bar. Okay, we're gonna... You're not the killer. I was gonna say, 'cause no one entered, because I would have seen that for a fact. I know for a fact they were in there. The fact that this is an actual... As a Cupid comes off as the biggest question mark here, yeah. Because this is the only person we can account for. Red at least is accounted for in the sense of people saying probably not Red. Though Red did have an item, the claim was it was Cola, which would line up with the claim of an item. And there was confirmation of someone else saying that Red probably did not have a weapon. The problem is Red still is a potential suspect, but Cupid is the biggest one that could have probably done it. Because everyone else is kind of accounted for at this point. Because Demi, Julian, and Kappa all were in the bar. These two saw each other. I think it was you that mentioned about... It was one of you guys that mentioned about you being a question mark. I mean, it could still be you. But the problem is, because you really haven't been accounted for too much either. But the problem is you've been quick to point out other people, which, I mean, you could be deflecting. But it's more likely that you saw something sketchy, especially because I think someone would have mentioned about you lying. I can't wait to be wrong. No, okay, it wasn't them. Yeah, it wasn't them. Okay. To be fair, we didn't have... To be fair, it was either Red or Cupid. It was... The problem is that we had no one besides one person saying that it was Cola, and the problem is that Cola still does show up as an item. Which definitely doesn't help. If she had said that she had no items and denied having a Cola, I would have absolutely pointed out that Cola would show up as an item. And that she didn't claim to have Cola, which was really sus then. The problem is I don't think we were solving that anyway because there was just too much going on with people. The problem is I'm wondering if I'm getting killed again. Okay, I'm not getting killed. Yeah, I was gonna say. It popped over me before it stopped, so... Gloves execution again. It's the second time this stream. Yeah, the problem is that Nurse is also just a really decent role to have as killer. Not because the role is super amazing, but just because the fact that you're not going to be as suspicious of the Nurse. And the problem is we had someone confirming Red, which is unfortunate. That was kind of the one reason I picked Cupid over Red to begin with. I would have probably voted Red otherwise. Not that it matters, because we still would have been wrong either way. But it is what it is. We move on. I survived. That's the important part. Red can kill again. That is the problem. She won't have immunity for the next... she gets immunity for this round. Next kill, she won't get immunity afterwards. But... yeah. Let me pull this right here. Got 8 people left already. Damn, got like half the lobby. Well, I was gonna say about half the lobby gone. A little bit less than. It is what it is. We should still... Are we gonna go to 3 or is it gonna go to 2? I'm trying to think based on player numbers. It also really depends on how many people leave and whatnot as well. I know it's not 4. 4, I believe, is on like 5 people, I believe. Maybe 6? I was gonna say we're on 2 or 3. I don't remember which. 3. Okay, yeah. That checks out. I was gonna say, I think to be fair, we probably would have been close to like 10. To be fair, if we have enough cases where we could go to 4, not enough where we go to 5, that would bring us to 2 automatically. Alright, I don't have time to read this, we need to get going. That's also another thing too, people not focusing is not a good thing. In that kind of situation, especially because we actually had a genuinely hard case. One of the hardest ones I've seen in a while. And to be fair, part of the issue was just... you know, people not really defending themselves. I mean, to be fair, not taking the case seriously is also going to happen there. But we also just had someone that's completely unaccounted for, which again, very unfortunate on their end. As I knew it was going to be either Red or Cupid. Those are the 2 biggest susses. I'm surprised Red did not kill me for immediate sus on her. I guess maybe she just doesn't think I'm that big of a threat? Because as I said, I wouldn't have been surprised if I got taken out for that one. If there was going to be a round that I was going to get taken out, this would have definitely been the round. Because I know, as I said, the best strategy is to go for someone that you know is actively going to be a problem towards you. Otherwise, you're wasting your opportunity to kill anyone for free. You take out the person that I was going to say, unless the person that went for you has voted against you correctly. You know, you go for whoever you think is going to be the biggest threat. That's kind of the strategy. I need to find a good spot to cook as well. I don't trust a lot of the food, because I know poison can spawn in Area 3. Alright, we're going right here. It's very unlikely someone pops in here. I'm going to be vulnerable for a bit. But again, it's very possible it might not even be noticed, because I'm in a really kind of tiny corner. I don't think there's going to be anything inside here, but we'll find out. Okay! I think I'm gonna do really funny. Honestly, my best case here might actually be teaming up with the nurse. Just because the fact that if I have the nurse, she could bluff a weapon. And say, it's XYZ weapon. It actually wouldn't be a bad idea. And if I'm not on her kill radar, that would actually treat me in a really good position. Worst case, I can be like, hey, I have a knife, or not a knife, a steak. I'm cook. I know this is a huge risk, but... Why are you running? Yo. I'm just cooking. I'm so tempted to be like, watch this and just shank him. It's so funny. Something tells me the two of them might be teaming though, which I wouldn't entirely be surprised on. I might need to, we know he was weapon artist. Downstairs. I don't think she's gonna kill again because there's too much of a risk of that, because suspicion would be on her knowing the fact that she can't be killed. So it's just in my best interest to stick with her, I think. And that is the best strategy. As I know for a fact I have a knife. If someone questions me if I do kill, I can point out the fact that steak would show up as an item. I'm chef. And I can confirm that the nurse did see me cook. Hoping she got the message on that one. Mr. Beth's sociology teacher. So my best strategy here is to chill. And do the Pikachu. Problem is that I don't have, honestly, cameras are really specific. I can't really ask you if there's anyone you want dead right now. As funny as that would be. I could. I'm dead. Yep. Yep, you cover me, I cover you. It's very simple. I am a man of many plans. I mean, not work, but I do have many plans. Best situation is that I kind of need to... The problem is I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to kill. If best kind of scenario is upstairs. Alright, I'm going to eat this. I'm going to cook. if anyone questions me, any programmer says that I have a weapon on me, I can be like, yeah, I have steak, and steak is confirmed. Steak is confirmed to be an item. I know steak and cola count as items as well. No, I was gonna say something real sus for a moment. I'm not answering that. I don't know if cameras are on, so I don't want to play it risky. Have someone be like, oh yeah, by the way, he killed. I need to, it might be... Problem is there's so many places that have cameras on there. If this was Area 2, I'd feel a lot safer. But there's a good chance someone could be watching cameras. Oh. And the problem is, I want to be near that kitchen. Like, I need him gone too. Hmm. I can't let people considering killing someone. That'd be too much of a risk. As I said, if I can get the nurse on my side at the very least, that's someone that can at least cover for me. She could potentially lie about the time and say we were together. This is someone that I don't want. I'm trying to think what the best strategy and the course of action is here, because like, it's very possible we might go into overtime. I don't want to be forced to kill and get myself absolutely killed for it, because there's no way people are not just gonna vote me. Plus, if she knows that I'm going to be siding with her, we got no risk, she and I. Alright. Alright, well. You can see the probability. Probability is next to none on this. I think it's a pretty safe. As my best bet here is just don't kill. Someone else will kill, because otherwise everyone loses. Because the worst case here, one of us dies. Best case, we can find out who killer is. We get an idea of something. Get anyone here? The only concern I have is C4 going off. We have 3.5 minutes, okay. Worst case, I might just have to take a hit. Maybe it's the last 30. Alright. at that point, I just need to kill whoever. If he does, I was gonna say, he knows if I have to, I might just have to kill him. I'm so tempted to be like, you saw nothing. Okay, I should have shanked him. Yep, he killed me. I should have just shanked him. Because he pulled a gun. I was gonna say, I think... To be fair, she's probably gonna rat on him. She's probably gonna rat on him. I would not be surprised. But you know, I should have just shanked him. I should have told the other guy you see nothing and shanked the other guy. That would have probably been my best play into this. Because I would definitely not have been shot then. It was really unfortunate he had a gun. I had a feeling that he might have had a weapon, but I didn't think he was going to go ahead and pull it out. As I said, I should have just shanked him. The problem was the other guy was there and he was too much wild card. If it had just been the three of us, I absolutely would have shanked him. I considered shanking him. It would have been time. Unfortunate, but it is how it is. Programmer again is... Whoops, I just pulled it up. Well, everyone knows I am. No one saw anything.
You saw nothing. You saw nothing.
Just going up in his ear, you saw nothing. Yeah, to be fair though, Cook wouldn't have been the best thing anyway in this situation. As if I got like cosplay or something like that, I would have killed so easily in that scenario. Programmer at least is useful here. It's a good defensive one. I can at least pin the blame on someone else if I need to. Be like, yeah, he has a weapon. I know for a fact he has the weapon. He's the only person I saw with a weapon on there.
Welcome.
Yeah, skip. No, we're all skipping, Cat. Why are you still yapping? Personally, it's a whole lot of death. Alright, they're going for that one. My best play is to go towards here. Because I know that they're going to start checking those immediately. Oh, yeah, no, that was really unfortunate, though. To be fair, that's what happens. I said someone's going to get desperate. It was really unfortunate that he got desperate and shot me. I guess to be fair, they could... Well, to be fair, he did say he was there. He was sketchy. To be fair, they probably were teaming.
My man!
Yes. It is very possible. I've seen people take forever and a day with the text. Yeah, overhaul's not bad. I know it's actually going to be a lot closer to the original, like the actual game.
My man!
My man! Actually, we have Lucky Student. Chef Man is maid. We have you as nurse. Give me 1 second. There we go. I declare myself headmaster now. Alright, someone's going for there. Best case is I check this. Someone checked that already, so my best case is opening this. I'll open these, maybe in case someone bluffed that. If it was like $45 for like the Mastermind Game Pass, I would just pick it up and be like, eh. But to be fair, there's also the Roblox issues going on anyway, and I did say I wasn't gonna pick Robux up anyway. So there's that. 6. There's no way someone got a weapon already. It is 100% just a 10%. I would be I won't put money on it, but it's very likely. That's why I'm going to stick with him just because the fact that I know where someone's outline is, and it does at least help me identify a few things. Actually the best case I can find out is if I can get somewhere nice and private, I actually might be able to just yoink the tablet and just go, okay, who has anything? Because there is a 10% chance that someone got it if they don't have a weapon. And there is a very low chance someone actually got something this early. What was called? Yeah, it's 30 seconds, but I mean, to be fair, someone could find it in that time, but I don't think someone actively had it when called. Though I could definitely be wrong. I'm gonna try to boot this up for a moment, just to get any information. What is someone got found, yep. I could be wrong on this one. Alter Ego's not gonna help me. Try not to die. Undisclosed. Could be self-inflicted. Is that gunshot or is that? Could be self-inflicted. Could be self-inflicted. Could be self-inflicted. Could be knife. Gun. It's bloody as well, so it would be. It could be knife or gun. I heard the blip go off, but it was probably just him saying couldn't find anything, because weapons would be gone right now. Knife, okay. That checks out. I knew gun could be self-inflicted. I couldn't remember if knife could be marked as self-inflicted either. I don't think it was gloves that could be marked as self-inflicted. And here it comes. Goodbye, funny man. The sacrifice will be missed. I'm going right to the very front. I'm going as close as I can to the. Oh. I'm in the elevator! What do you mean I'm so slow? I was literally in the elevator! You don't have to collect alibi, is he? I was like, bro is straight up confessing. I mean, I understand his logic for killing him there. I don't think that would have been the best play to go for him. But I understand his logic. Just because the fact of, if you have a knife, you know it's going to be a bloody kill, you want to at least do that close to, like, the bathrooms, where you know there's going to be a chance to wash yourself off. Also, that is absolutely a Hu from there. Frown. Just a frown. The frown makes it extra. That's the best part. Right next to the murderer. Just the sad moment. Why am I next to him? Yes. QE to switch bullets. Click on stuff. Da 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 da. I know. Kind of just waiting for everyone else. Maybe there's probably someone who isn't fully aware of how this game works. I wouldn't be surprised. But you, and you. I don't remember what the dude's name even was. I was gonna say I'll write it down if I did. Because the problem is I know, and the reason I had the tab open on a notepad open is because the fact of, if we do get the door open, there's gonna be a question. That's gonna be, it could be anything like who's the favorite thing, that how many players started the game. The E, it was E. Okay, we got that taken care of now. Shrimp on sale at the exit. What? Why is there shrimp? On sale at this hour, how convenient. How convenient that there's shrimp on sale. Goofing. Alright, we gotta lock in now. I mean, we don't really need to, but like, the guy literally confessed. I mean, the guy confessed. We don't even need to. Execute the pink one. Man got that astral throne crown on him. I capitalized pink. Or, I got my voice correct. I don't know why I capitalized pink with the P. I don't know why. Let's go now. Look, you don't blame him. Yeah. It's like, call them on swerve! What is this, Team Rocket? Give him a little salute. But yeah, we know who it is. He literally confessed to it. There's no reason for us just to go ahead and sit around. Bro. What the chat GPT is this? I mean, to be fair, he might not be a good English speaker. I don't know, like, the Japanese character name. He could just be, I mean, he might not be an English. See, I know people have called me an AI before for typing in like proper thing there. That is, I have touched Chat GPT once or twice for the funsies. I was gonna say, it's more just if you overuse extensive vocabulary for no reason, and it's just one of those things if it comes. Because like he could just go ahead and have put what he said in just a couple sentences. I mean, I'm still killing this guy, but. So here's the plan. Nurse is someone, if I want to kill, Nurse is a good target. If I don't want to kill, Nurse is someone I want to keep alive. It's kind of the thought process here. But yeah, no, I am one of those people, I'm like, well, I do type in proper. Plot twist, it wasn't him. No, he's gonna say they are. Wait, they are, yeah. Yeah. I said had a feeling, as he said not. Since this was knife, there's not gonna be any fancy kill. Bump. Oh, he just left. Yeah, I don't blame him. Well, they left. He did. I actually didn't know that there was a line for if the person was about to get killed and they left the game. That's neat. I've never seen that before. We're on to Area 3, though. That's sad. 13 people, 8 people left. We're absolutely going on to Area 3 next. Knowing how it likely will go, I wouldn't be surprised if one person left, so we're probably down to effectively 7, knowing that, which means we'll be down to 5. Because there's gonna be one person that dies, one person gets killed. Which would mean we go to Area 4, which would mean that we get down to 3 most likely, which means if that's the case, assuming that someone doesn't leave in the 4th one, then that would mean that whoever gets the kill, or whoever gets the kill is ensured safe in the last area. 7, yeah, okay, I got 7 people, never mind. Actually, yeah, I said we got to treat like 7 people. Someone's gonna leave. I was spot on. Ugh. Problem is, this is where like any of your offensive abilities are gonna really come into play, because I don't think. I mean, it's possible, but we are in a weird situation where, look, I know for a fact this isn't gonna be poisoned, so I might as well just eat it real quick. Okay, never mind, you're gonna run. Okay, I was gonna say I was gonna make an offer, but if you're gonna run, I'm not gonna be real with you. I do have a bat, I'm armed, so I am one of the 3 or 4 weapons that are there. Good news for me, I know where the sink is. Problem, I don't, I don't have a lot to worry about. I don't need to start checking stuff. But I will need to go ahead and do food every now and then. What's this nearby? I'm gonna make the offer. Alright. Alright. Best case here is if I need... I was gonna say, if I get a chance to join alone. If you need kill altered. You know if you need kill altered. Because if you get a kill, I can go ahead and pull up a message. Because I can absolutely... Random one real quick. Because I can't just go ahead and pull up a random one right here. I need to... Problems. I actually need to figure out what things... I could get... I'm gonna grab a knife. With origin. Alright. There we go. Alright. I'm not gonna lock it in until obviously the kill has been set. But my best situation here, and I think Debater actually is a really good teammate to have. Nurse would be a good kill as well here, because Nurse would not be able to tell me what Nurse not be able to tell what the kill was then. It wouldn't be the worst kill option. I might, worst case, I might just go ahead and... You know what I might do? I might actually just kill the nurse if the nurse is still nearby and no one else is. Oh. I guess, worst case, I can say that my teammate knows that I had a bat. As I said, my best kind of scenario here is someone knows that I... Burger discovered, artist. Interesting. I know for a fact I didn't alter this, so we'll know. Undisclosed, wound that caused plenty of bleeding. Knife, bat. I know it had to have been fully upstairs, plus I know people saw me run downstairs, so it could not have been me. I'm going to be completely honest. Knife has lots of bleed. Yep, sharp bleeding. Wound that caused plenty of bleeding. Yep, that lines up with knife. Okay. Yeah, I've seen the body. Or why am my guy freaking out about it? We know. I was gonna say. two of them were together. So we know for a fact it wasn't Nurse. So yeah, it's very likely Burger Man did it. Well... I'm just gonna bluff and say that he did have a weapon. It's very likely that he is there, but it'll at least be a good unifying cause. If everyone's saying that he did have a weapon... I mean, I might just end up voting the girl, actually, because there are 5 of us. I was gonna say, because he's gonna vote the girl. If I vote... I was gonna say, because they're gonna vote the girl. I mean, if we can confirm it was just him, I can ensure my survival by voting for the girl. Because see, Debater would be good here. Debater also is just someone a good ally to have. It's a really good survivor role to have. And if we can just vote, as long as we get into a situation where I don't have to kill only her. But to be fair, if I'm in that kind of situation anyway, we're probably 3 people left. Because otherwise it'd be in a tie. And I know I didn't alter this. Bonus points if I can find out that someone else had a weapon. And I can just pull out a different weapon. Downside is that I hope I get gloves or something next round, or else we're in a really, really bad problem. Worst case, if she says she got something like gloves, I'll pull out something like poison. Because poison can still occur a couple seconds afterwards. It's not always instantaneous. That would strategically be the best play. To line up something that's bloodless with something that's bloodless, or something that's bloody with something that's bloody. Because otherwise, it's going to look really, really sketchy. Especially if I was the one that did it. Because I can be like, look, I had gloves. Problem is if I'm killing, I need to get that nurse gone. Second floor of area 2. This is area 3. Oh. Hang on. I just noticed that. That cat's on something. Imagine if I had gone through with the kill too. It would have been really ironic because dude had a knife. He probably would have been killed. The cat is on something. But yeah, so the best situation here is I get the kill. Worst case, I have to get my teammate out. But yeah, at the very minimum, if I can, I was gonna say, I think there's gonna be 2 weapons that spawn next round, given the people that are left. Knowing that, knowing that my best play here is to get a kill here, because I can ensure that I get the right thing there. Worst case, if she gets the kill, I can vote her, because yeah, no shot on that one, Sherlock. I mean, I have written papers typing like that, but I was gonna say, I don't want to come off as mean on this one, but like, it doesn't make him sound smart. It makes him sound. Because gonna say, it's one of those things that comes off the impression of that you're trying to sound smarter than you actually are. Actually, no offense would make it sound rude. I just want to be blunt with it. So then it sounds like I'm intentionally trying to be a jerk about it. When I'm not. I'm just, as I said, I just think it's one of those cases of, if you're going to extensively use your vocabulary like that, people like that irritate me, because you're coming off as trying to be smarter than you actually are by using big fancy words. Like, this isn't an essay. He left, so there's literally no reason to have... Where's Max? Max is right there. I would have voted Burger if he had stayed. He would not have left if he was innocent. Let's put it like that. Of course, it's a long one that zooms by. I hate when that happens. You try to say something and it just zooms by. Okay, what's the girl? Okay. Okay, well, I have to hope that I'm not... Yeah. I should have just voted the girl. To be fair, I don't know why he left. I know someone's gonna die, so I'm gonna put that in there because someone's gonna be seeing that. As I said, I hope I'm not the pick here. It would be smart for one of them, or for to kill one of the other two. Yep, I'm dead. Okay, again. Why am I getting always executed today? Jeez. I guess maybe she saw me as too much of a threat. I don't know. As I should have just probably voted her just out of safety. That was probably not the best play on my end. Because one of the other two would have died. Alright, I'm gonna go for one more round. I refuse to end things off with me absolutely getting just repeatedly bullied. Not bully, just unfortunate. I think it's there. I guess bully isn't the right word. It's more just that... I guess to be fair, it's because I was also just very active. But as I said, I don't know why he would have left. It's just not a smart decision. If you're innocent, you don't leave. Because there's not a guarantee that you would die. And especially if you know who the killer is, you would just not die. He should have stayed, argued his point. I would have voted the girl, thinking that they're all going to vote him. He would have voted her, so both him and I would have been fine. Girl would have been fine. Would have been down to something else. I'm not sure. I'm going to hide Debater having that third bullet. So, I don't want to... Engineer, okay, that's not too bad. Engineer's actually not a bad one to fake. Okay. Why is his name... Rude. Alright, well. Skip that. Yeah, no, that's very unfortunate, though, that I got targeted with that kill. As I probably should just voted the girl anyway. Oh well. No, next time I'm just going to go ahead and play it safe. Even if I'm 100% certain, I'm just going to play it safe next time. Because worst case, it goes into a tie. Honestly, I probably should just kill my bat, because I would have probably had a better chance of living then. It would been really funny if I actually pulled out the knife and been like... Or the knife line and been like, oh yeah, by the way, this is the knife. Also, I modified it and no one knows that I was programmer. At the very minimum, debater's gonna be a good one there. I have extra time. I have 3 bullets. It's a good one to have regardless. It'll allow me to argue my points. If someone tries to go back and forth with me, I can outpace them because they only have 2 bullets. It would require multiple people. But yeah, I'll try one more. Worst case, if I still die, I'll still upload it, but I'd like to at least... I'd at least like to end things off on a positive note, hopefully. Oh, man! First person that gotta go is the cosplayer, though. That's probably gonna be a really big nuisance. Cosplayer's a really good kill-focused one. Open the door. Open the door. But, yeah. I don't know. Is that a... I am the headmaster now. Alright, let me start checking stuff. Best case, I find a weapon. You know, I've got to be a lot more proactive about killing people. I know it can be a little bit difficult, and that's probably why I'm hesitant on killing someone, but sometimes I just gotta be very proactive about it. The funniest thing is if I got like half the lobby into an alliance and slowly picking people off. But yeah, Mr. Disguiser man. Someone might have a weapon already, or it might have gone out. At this point, I wouldn't even be surprised if someone had a weapon. I think we would have had enough time to. It's unlikely, but it is possible. Best case, maybe I can find a weapon. Nope, okay. Of course. Okay, we're not counting that. We're going immediately, and... That's just really unfortunate that he found something right nearby. We're not counting that. I'm not ending stream off on me dying immediately. Because someone tossed the power and I got really unlucky. That the one person I spawned next to just... Or not next to... One person I had next to the thing just happened to die. Or I would have a knife there, or not knife, gloves there and strangle me. I'm not ending off on that bad of a note. Worst part is I think he was cosplayer. I think that was the cosplayer because I saw cosplayer nearby. Ooh, this is not a great one. I'm not gonna lie, I think engineer is one of the weaker ones. Don't get me wrong, the field is nice. And it would be nice to have anyone shown inside of it for 30 seconds. But I do think engineer is one of the worst ones, because at least cook, while very mid, is one of those roles that you at least can ensure you're not going to die by poison, and you have food with you whenever you need it, so if you get chased, you can just pop it and run. 12, 13, yep, we got 13 people. Musician, okay, you're not really impacting me because you'll know what color I am. I'm not going to be talking much. You are pretty passive role. Musician, at least I'd still say that musician's musician's kind of weaker, one of the weaker roles too. I mean, the extra hearing range is nice, and you'll be able to discern who is who on top of it, but It's not one of the ones I'd say is a stronger role. I still think it's better than engineer, though. I'd rather have musician over engineer, if it comes down to it. Because engineer, at the very least, is, no, I want this way. Because it's a cosplayer, debater, there's a few others that are just really, really good. I said chef at least gives you the opportunity. Athlete's one of the best ones. Weapon artist is really good if you're trying to be killer focused. Or to be fair, if you're holding 2 weapons, you at least have less weapons that people can't use against you, so you at least narrow the options down. So to be fair, it's not the worst for defensive purposes, knowing that you have 2 weapons on you up to. Lucky Student gives you a chance to survive getting killed, and it gives you an opportunity to avoid getting shanked. Or at least surviving it anyway. Question Mark has the ability to go into Survivor, and it's a small speed boost nonetheless. It can be useful. I'm trying to think, what are some other ones? I mean, Question Mark is kind of useless otherwise, but again, speed boost is definitely one of those that's just really good. Because you're able to outpace... Oh, not you. I mean, I know it ain't him. There's a bar to find out. Someone's already dead. Jeez, someone's quick. Huh. At the very minimum, though, I want to at least try to keep Engineer concealed. Just in the off chance that... Okay, I don't know why it didn't prompt me to go in there. Thought it was an uncallable one for some reason. Because to be fair, there are some cases where the bodies can be uncallable. Like if someone blows themselves up. Or rather not someone blows themselves up, but like if someone speaking of blowing themselves up, I'm gonna identify it for the sake of, because it'll be funny. If I was like nurse, it would be great. But yeah, it's C4 for sure. Yeah, it was C4 caller. Yeah, people are saying C4. Bomber immediately becomes a... Well, actually, no. Well... This man suddenly becomes sketchy because... Well, because Bomber, to be fair. It still might not be. It's probably just a red herring that I'm thinking it might be him suddenly. Why did cosplayer? Okay, we've got cosplayer at least. It does confirm the presence of a cosplayer. This is gonna be a rough one. One last time. I'm at least gonna be. I was gonna say I'm at least not gonna complain. If I get killed one more time via the thing, it's either I get randomly shot / strangled, or there. Like, I'm genuinely surprised that we played what 5 matches at this point. I'm surprised that I have not won at least one of them, just based on probability alone. You have a lot of people leaving. I've not been killing, so I don't have as much of a risk of dying because I got voted out because I got in there. We have a lot of people that were doing a lot of obvious kills too. So, Well, we know... Okay, I can at least note. The fact that we have a cosplayer... We have a mastermind too. That's... I'm sketched with that one. Cause that's when you really got things thrown into a loop. Oh boy. Who is... See you back there. You're changing yourself into someone. You change yourself back into the same guy. Well. Let me make a joke. It was not ideal. I didn't get that. That or I missed it somewhere. Well, if Mastermind gives me a weapon, I'm not playing by their game. Who's left? I'm trying to figure out who it was. It might... Is King the only one that's... It might be King. Which one's marked as Warden? Warden? Nope, okay, you may... Oh, is Anime Kid here too? It's either King or it's Anime Kid. Let's at least try and get everyone back in line. Slide me the gun, I'll Slimer for you, what? Bro. I wonder if cosplayer might be the mastermind, because it would be really easy to do as well. Now this round became about everyone going, who's the mastermind, who's the mastermind, I want to work for them, I want to work for them. Because I think the mastermind can strip give themselves a weapon as well if they need to, so I'm pretty sure if it comes down to it, we need to kill them is the problem, or else they're gonna guaranteed win. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go in. You gotta be one of these two. Because one of those King or Anime's gotta be the... I mean, I'm trying to. We can at least narrow down who that guy is. Might help, but... Everyone's wasting bullets. We're gonna be for sure losing this trial. I can't wait to get shot again. Who wanna ask? Okay, who's on that area? Okay, someone's at least trying to do the thing. I didn't see the chat log. That's great. Relevance? What relevance? I'm almost tempted just to take the talking stick. I might just rebuttal just to take the stick. You probably would have heard it because you would have... This is an important question to ask. I'm taking the talking stick. Okay, I at least got everything I needed to out. Something that's most important. Let's definitely think out the apple. Of course he is. Okay, so you have White Lily. So you two can confirm each other. Okay. So you two... Myself, him... Likely wasn't Warden. It could be... I don't know. I've not seen King or Anime go. If whichever one I see, I'm gonna be like, okay, that other one's gotta be. Oh, that works. Yes, was C4. I don't know why the music has stopped. That's random. So it's either King or Anime, because I don't think they've had their turn to talk yet, so I'm like... Anime Kid at a caller... Okay, so King... Okay. Alright, that tells me enough right there, King's cosplayer. The silence does not help. The problem is which egg... The problem is we actually don't know which egg it is. I'm just thinking, what's the best case? I don't know if this is the real one or this is the fake one. Actually, no, I think this might be... Yeah, this one might be a real one. Since he's right next to me, I'm inclined to believe this might be the real one because I don't blame him for freaking out. So the problem is he might just shift. Actually, no, can he shift during trial? He might be able to, he might not be able to. I don't remember. Okay. So you and Anime Kid, Lumi and White, myself and Survivor. That comes 6 of us. Okay. The problem is that part of me is like, honestly, it might just be best to skip. The problem is if it is fake cosplayer, he might just go ahead and pop me if he gets the opportunity. Or... So at this point, I don't think people are going to go ahead and continue the debate, and we're just going in circles and not getting anywhere. I don't think people are going to continue. If we do, I'm going to be shocked. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I know I voted no, but... Okay, this is the fake one. I'm voting him on principle because I'm pretty sure... I'm going to be surprised if he has Mastermind. Even if he doesn't, it is very possible he still could have killed. And there's nothing that has confirmed him as innocent. I don't think it's you. 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 Because you'd be more panicked over other things there. Could be you. Could be you. Could be you. So worst case, I think I have a 1 in 3. Yeah, I did vote him. Right, guy? No. Yeah. It was a 1 in 3. And to be fair, cosplayer going ahead and just being a troll about it does not help the situation either. If he just focused instead of trolling, we probably would have had more information. I think that would have been the case there. And that's kind of why I voted him anyway out of the 3 that I suspected. I knew it was one of those 3. But Kink was definitely focusing more on being a troll than Warden, so... He killed the real one. If he was, I think he was smart. Maybe, I don't know if he popped up. I never had a case with this. I don't know if he popped up with 2 eggs and clicked one of them hoping it was cosplayer, or if he knew which one, or the option to click king, and clicked the egg consciously. That kind of changes things very drastically for the situation. At the very minimum, that cosplayer has to go. We're down to 7. And if he does say anything to me, I'm just going to ignore him. Worst case, he gives me an item. I'm doing what I want. I'm not going to play by someone else's rules just because they have a Game Pass that they spent $45 on. Yeah, someone did the math and it comes out to like 45 bucks. So I'm not playing just because someone wants to toss around money to have the biggest stick. That's not how we play these things. Sucks that I was wrong, but eh. Okay, he did it just out of spite then. He didn't do it out of an intelligent move. Which tells me more that he's probably egocentric. I mean, it's a bit of a tough call to make, but I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if he was more ego-focused because he killed the other guy not because he thought he was there, but just because the fact that the other guy had an egg, and he was an egg too. That tells me that he's more focused on being number 1, rather than what the smartest play is gonna be. I don't know if I got this one or not. I'm gonna go check it just to be sure. Worst case, I do one that I did already. Best case, I didn't, and I checked it to be sure. Yeah, I just gotta be very careful. Worst case, he makes a threat to me, says, want him to die. Best case, I'm given a weapon, I can go, I was gonna say, if he tells me to go kill the cosplayer, I'm not going to, because there's no way he's gonna say to kill himself. That's the thing. So if I get a weapon and I'm told who to kill, I can immediately cross him off the list. As I said, it would be a very ballsy move to be like, hey, kill me. Especially when you could think that you could have someone else doing your bidding. So right now I'm just going to take advantage of whatever... Okay. Oh, you know what it was? Probably he made an announcement saying that someone died at bar. Well, I was upstairs. Multiple people saw me go immediately. Well, it really does not tell me anything. I've seen the body already. Why am I freaking out again? Alright. What happened? There was no blood, so it could actually be gloves. Multiple people saying the egg. Okay, King disguised as the girl. Problem is, have we ruled out King could have done this then? If he's saying that she did it, it could be him killing, disguising. The problem is it's two people saying there, but the problem is they could just be teaming, like what happened earlier. Hmm. Question is which one? I think honestly I just gotta hear what they have to say in the matter. Because the problem is that she could be covering for her friend, thinking it's her friend. It is possible her friend killed. It's possible that it could be cosplayer. As a result, they're both they're doing things there. I don't know. It's not mind being one of the last to go. That's fine with me in this case. I'm watching you just in the off chance that you're vote red egg and I'll kill you. You can't prove that I voted him. You unironically can't prove that I voted him. Because you can't see who people voted for. Gotta love the intimidation tactics. Kind of just waiting for people to finish their stuff. Kind of just doing my thing. I'm sorry I was gonna say, if you've made it this far, thank you for popping by and staying this far. I'm sorry this stream is so scuffed. Obviously, it wasn't my plan to die 20 billion times. And by surprising, a lot of the same way of just getting randomly voted. Yeah, unless he's clearly innocent, I'm gonna vote him. I didn't see you upstairs, but it doesn't mean that you weren't elsewhere, because I was towards the lab. I wouldn't have had a chance to see you, very likely. Also wonderful. Also cut off. Five of us. We don't know if it was her. I'm probably just gonna vote him out as just to play my security, because like it could have been him. Gloves, unless it's cosplayer. We know. Could have been I mean, one of them did show up late, that's the thing. Okay, so this is the other one. Doesn't help at this point, this question doesn't help. Must be able to buy with gloves. I mean, there's a good chance she gets voted, or one of them gets voted. Problem is I don't know which one the real one is. We kind of need to narrow that down. Okay, well, I was gonna say I can't like trust that there, because the cosplayer one could just say cosplayer, especially if they killed. I'm like, this is hard to say. I feel like if she gets defensive about asking this question, if you can't answer the question, that's a really sus claim then. I'm like, okay, KFC's a chicken place. That's sketchy to me. The very minimum. You speak like a child. I am a child. Fair. I don't think he sucks at cosplayer, he's just being annoyance. And I'm like, the fact that he specified KFC, but he said a burger. KFC does not. I mean, technically speaking, they have chicken sandwiches, but they don't technically have a burger. So that makes me immediately sketchy. You are, because you did the same thing as before, and I know you had the red text. Would line up correctly. Like, I'm still voting Red Man. It's very likely he might have killed again. Which gives you 2 people saying it was him. But to be fair, you're also, this guy's not helping himself actively. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm kind of just not really much for me to say, sadly. body came by. We don't know if it was cosplayer or the girl or the red man. 'Cause it's gotta be one of those three. Something tells me they're not gonna do it anyway. I'd rather just move on. There's a good chance that if he gets away with it, I should vote the red man just to be safe. They won't be able to prove that I voted him anyway if it is the mastermind that the thing. The worst case, it gets down to a 2v2. The issue is that we have 4 people. So I gotta put my odds on him being the killer, potentially trying an intimidation tactic. He also killed once already. It wouldn't be out of question for him to kill again. There was also people saying that multiple people saying he killed. Cosplayer was the one that was the thing there. Okay, he's either, if this is right, we're fine. If it was Warden, I'm still safe. They are, okay. Yeah, as I said, my best play here was going for someone else just in the off chance of protection. And as I said, you had someone saying, don't vote him or I'll kill you. That's still sketchy to me. So, and the problem is I would not have been able to identify, obviously they're both next to people there, I would probably have not been able to identify correctly. As I said, if they were both going to vote for the guy, you know, I gotta play my win con. Best situation here is I get a kill. Good news is even if he is mastermind and he comes back, then worst case scenario, he guises as me. I'm not a good person to guise as because the fact of I type a certain specific way, I can at least be like, hey, this is obviously me versus him. Best case scenario, it's now 3 people left. And I have a chance still. This is where the tension really comes in. Because as I said, assuming he doesn't respawn, the best play here is just find a weapon, kill. Because there's 3 people left. If he's got, as I say, if that was the mastermind, he's gonna respawn. It's not gonna matter. There's gonna be 5 people. Or 5 people. Area 5. Are there's gonna be thing there? Yep. Okay, he didn't respawn. Best case here. If the mastermind is still alive, he's absolutely going to just give himself a weapon and kill. So, if I see either of them approaching me, I'm gone. Nope. I just gotta play it safe. I gotta play it defensive, I gotta play it safe. I need to get this there. Best case scenario. I don't want to be. I'm assuming these are playing dumb. Whoa. Nope. I am not getting shot.
Why me?
I'm going to just as annoying as possible. Best case scenario, the guy gets her. If she even jumped... Okay, I'm going up as soon as... I'm jumping as soon as... As I said, I'm hoping she at least realizes not worth her time. Because I'm just gonna be a pain. All I gotta do is be a pest long enough to get a weapon, or for them to kill each other. That's kind of just the goal here. As I said, just gotta survive. This is the ultimate goal. Just gotta keep way away from them. As I said, I think she's realizing that I'm gonna be the harder one to kill. Okay, my best scenario. Nope. Yeah, I just need to keep looking. Get a weapon. Find a weapon if possible. If that door opens, we bolt for it. Alternatively, my best I have a C4 explosive. Alright. Would love to put it down. Oh, she got him. Gonna say that, or I. Yep. At least we won that one. Just gotta be the most annoying man alive. I'm gonna find out. I'm trying to talk to you. I'm trying to talk to you. It's a little bit rude. I mean, I'll take it. At least we have a victory at the end. I say, it might just go ahead and give us... I'm not sure. I'm surprised I got as far as I did. I'm popping a little bug down because it's funny. Well, at least we end off on a positive note, I think. Listen, I've never gotten to this scenario. I've heard some people say it will end. I've heard some people say it goes into a 1v1 where at that point Supreme Leader wins by themselves. I'm not sure. We're about to find out. But yeah, no, I'd rather the small speed boost. Well, only one way to find out. I'm still wobbly. So I think, as I said, I think it might end. We'll have to see. I could absolutely see him being a case of being like, well, there's two of you. So, bye-bye. In which case, I'm screwed. We'll get it over with. But yeah, no, hiding a Supreme Leader actually isn't a bad idea. Because before, I think she would have probably been targeted. As I said, all I gotta do is just be the most big nuisance and trying to jump around. Alright, I'll take it. Oh. Geronimo! At least we got one win today. Maybe not in the best way, but we take what we can. Well, I'll be ending off stream then. I'm gonna go into the corner. Thank you all, Haplings, for popping in. Y'all take care and have a good one. I'll be seeing you on Saturday for Dead by Daylight once again, so be doing that. We got 2v8 for another week, so let's make the most out of it. Until then, take care, Haplings. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And I'll be seeing you on Saturday. Bye-bye.